Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is Noob Hammer here. I really wasn't expecting the amount of support I got in the last video, I'm not going to lie. So I actually just went ahead and already painted the last two figures before actually noticing how much support I got. So yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to you guys. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the comments. They were very insightful, very helpful as well. So I'll just get a little closer shot of these little guys, if I can hold three things at once. So this is pretty much in order. So the first one I did is on the left, second middle, and the last one I did on the right. I'm sure you pros can see all the mistakes I've made on all of them. I don't even think I actually progressed that much in terms of technique. But with these two, I just tried two different additional methods. So on the first one here, this was just, if you remember from the last video, just from memory of all the tutorials that I've seen, and I kind of just put it all together. So two base coats, a bit of highlighting, and a little bit of shading. So I just put that all into one there. Okay, now in the second one, I'm actually kind of mad because in the second one, I felt like I was a lot more accurate with the painting strokes. And it actually looked pretty awesome. I actually really liked it. The highlighting was better as well. And then I used this amazing shit. Honestly, as soon as I mean, you can see it, like it's way darker than that first one. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Can I refocus? Yep, awesome. It's a lot darker than the first one, and it just ruined kind of everything. It made everything so dark. And yeah, I've looked up tutorials, and you know, the trick is to be fast with the brush and to get rid of anything in excess. But it was hard. I really struggled with that one. But yeah, overall, so that's that dark look there. Now, on the third one, I wanted to do some dry brushing. Okay, so it actually looked a little bit better than what it does now. And then I think I just overdid it a little bit because I just wanted to see more highlights. And yeah, so I think it's just a little bit more overdone. The face is okay. The symbols, they're okay. But as you can see on the shoulders, there's a very obvious highlight in there that isn't quite blended, which I reckon is going to be my next step. So something I've been looking up is blending, fading, blending, I don't know, all the terminologies. To kind of make the highlights sort of blend in more with the base coat. So it's not just a very obvious, you know, boom, there it is. So yeah, so I started off with the same thing, two base coats, and then I just mixed, because I don't have many paints, so all I did was mix the blue and white together to try and get a little bit of a lighter blue. I feel like I added a little bit of white, and yet yeah, the blue color changed a lot. So I can kind of see the value in, you know, not just mixing these two together, but actually getting different colors of blue, different shades of blue to make those highlights a little better. Yeah, so I just did a little bit of white, a little bit of blue, dry brushed it everywhere to try and get the highlights just on top where the light kind of hits. And I just did stroking down. Okay, so just like that. And at first, I actually really, I did enjoy it. Like you can see a little bit more of the definition in like the corners and edges. Okay, you can see it on the side of the legs there, a little bit on top there. And then it was subtle and it was fine. And honestly, I should have just left it, to be honest. But I was like, no, I want to go even further. So I made like I dabbed it a little bit too much in the paint. I didn't take off enough moisture maybe. And I just went a little bit more hardcore to see what would happen. And that's the thing. I'm kind of learning as you're going, the amount of force to put into the brush. You know, if I put in this amount of force, what does it look like? If I go really shallow, what does this do? Blah, blah, blah. So a lot of learning as you go. And I think a lot of these tutorials, these guys who've been doing it for years, some of them acknowledge it, some of them don't. But, you know, when they're just like, oh, just a very simple stroke down here. And it's like, mate, it doesn't look like that. But, you know, how do you teach something that you do autonomously and something that you've been doing, you know, for thousands of hours, you know, maybe even 10,000s, you know, the absolute masters of the craft. So it's very hard to teach that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I just wanted to do a quick little update for you guys Really appreciate the support again. I will say I am thinking of, so this is just the starter set, got a few brushes, a few paint, blah, blah, blah. But now I kind of want to move on into the factions I'm most interested in. And I do love Space Marines. They are really cool. Obviously, playing Space Marines too, you can see there's a little bit of bias. I do love the Ultramarines. However, after playing most of the Dawn of War games, I think I'm going to shift to the Necrons. I think they are really cool little robot Terminators. I guess there's only one thing I really don't like about them is that a lot of them are just mindless robots, you know. But I do know the main characters of the Necrons are not just mindless losers, so I just look into some of the lore of those guys who are a lot more cooler. Also, I'll just finish off on what I did with the bases as well. All I really did, same thing, I just shoved on a lot more of the Armageddon dust, and then I just finished that off with that favorite, where I with the Earthshade. And that was actually nice for the bases. So I think this is meant to be used sparingly on certain textures. It is not meant to be used on everything. Or perhaps I need to thin it down a bit maybe, and it just goes into the really deep crevices in each of the figures. Alright, well that'll do for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully the next video I'll have a few Necrons on hand and I'll give those a go. I have heard they're actually a little bit easier to paint as well than the Space Marines, but hopefully I can get my hands on some more Space Marines too, because these guys are just so cool. If I wanted to, I could take the paint off and redo these guys and just try and get better and better and better and better. But I kind of just want to keep these guys as they are, as like a little lesson, you know, maybe in a year's time, maybe I'm a bit better and I can just reflect on these little guys. Alright, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever you want. Stay cool, stay in school, do drugs. Peace. Bye.